Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time so that ABC may bring you and your family the following special holiday celebration.
Oh, boy.
This is a place to come. Oh, hello, and very Merry Christmas to you. We got company, guys.
Yes, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade.
We've got 90 minutes of fun and fantasy in store for you right here from Walt Disney World in Florida.
So stay right where you are because we are going to have a very Merry Christmas. Hey!
Call out the holly. Put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. We may be rushing things, but get your horse again, Merry Christmas. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. It's Christmas here at Disney World. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French ships, 2 Tweedledums, and an 18th with a 4-3. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It's Christmas here at Disney World.
From Walt Disney World in Florida, holiday greetings to all of America, Canada, South America, Europe, and service men and women around the globe. It's the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade. Join our parade hosts, Joan London and Alan Peck, along with Regis Philbin, as they bring you an all-new Christmas Around America parade from the Magic Kingdom. Sing along with a 1,200-member children's choir and go on a thrill-filled look at the most daredevil circus in the world. See the excitement building in a Walt Disney World progress report of all the new projects going on. You'll meet our special parade Grand Marshal, Cinderella, and take a behind-the-scenes look at the making of her classic movie. All this and more is on its way.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail rings, making spirits bright. What fun it is to sing! Yes, we need a little music. Need a little laughter. Need a little singing, ringing in the rafters. Yes, we need a little something happy ever after. We need a little Christmas now.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Merry Christmas!
The Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade. Brought to you by Premier Cruise Lines, the official cruise lines of Walt Disney World, bringing you the cruise and Walt Disney World Week. And the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort Area, with thousands of hotel rooms and campsites. It's the best place to stay when you're visiting Central Florida. Stay with us for all of the excitement of the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade. We'll be right back.
The official cruise line of Walt Disney World brings you the cruise that comes with a Walt Disney World vacation free. 3 full days include hotel, rental car, and admission to it all, with a luxury 4-night cruise to the Bahamas from Central Florida. Ask your travel agent about Premier Cruise Line's Cruise and Walt Disney World Week, the magic vacation combination.
People are all
always asking me, where's the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort area? Can you believe it? Well, we're the best place to stay in Central Florida. If you're visiting the Walt Disney World Resort, SeaWorld, Boardwalk and Baseball, or Kennedy Space Center. And that's just the start of the fun. In Little Darlin's Rock and Roll Palace, you can watch them out of the way with 50 stars live on stage. Cheerful knights jousting on horseback and enjoy the feast at medieval times. Join the troops for some Western food, fun, and shopping up for liberty. Even come face to face with some real gators at the Gatorland Zoo. At Watermania, pull off in Florida's largest wave pool. Would I kid you? Kissimmee St. Cloud is in the middle of everything, with thousands of hotel rooms and campsites. What more could you want? Except a free brochure, right? So call now. I'm waiting.
When a lot goes into getting a perfect 35mm photo, make sure it gets the individual attention it deserves with Eckert's UltraLab 35 photo processing. UltraLab examines each negative for color and contrast, uses only Kodak paper and chemicals. Plus, UltraLab prints are 30% larger. Take your 35mm film to someone who works as hard as you do to get that perfect photo. Eckert UltraLab 35. Nothing looks better.
Well, ho-ho to you, everybody. Welcome to the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade.
And we are coming to you live from the Magic Kingdom today. It is a gorgeous day here in Orlando, just perfect weather for a parade. And I can tell you that this year's show is a one-of-a-kind spectacular with all your Disney friends.
Yeah, today we're celebrating Christmas in America, and what better way to kick off a parade than with a band? So let's go to Main Street to signal the start of the show with one of Santa's favorite little elves.
That's right, Regis Philbin. Reed, you there?
Of course I'm here, Joan. You know, where else would I be on Christmas Day? Nice to be with you. It is a gorgeous day. The crowd is very enthusiastic down here. Want to say hello, everybody? All right, fine. We got a Marine here from Camp Lejeune. Yes, we got a school teacher from Long Island.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Stacy. I'm here with Regis. I can't believe I'm here.
We got Big Red from Illinois. We got a lady who wants to say hello to somebody in prison.
Hi, Lucy. Thanks for watching.
Anyway, we're all here. We're all ready to go. Are you guys ready to let this parade begin? All right. Then let's the parade begin.
You are listening now to the 170-member Lake Brantley Band of Altamont Springs, right here in Central Florida.
Version of Jingle Bells right now. Music for Santa to get down to.
You bet.
And listen to this, Joan. Of the top 10 academic students at their high school, 4 of them are in this band.
Yeah, does their home study?
They're home studying now.
There are 170 members in this band. They've really been practicing all year long. They actually traveled to Washington, D.C. and played earlier in the year. But this is kind of the capper to be on national or actually international television since they're being seen in 8 countries.
Yes, the families must be very proud of these people. And kind of feel their mothers at home smiling now.
You bet. Since Walt Disney World first opened its gates in 1971, thousands of guest bands actually have marched down Main Street, USA, like this.
Over 7,000 guest bands have appeared here at Disney World. It's enough musicians to start your own country. Well, get out your ears, you Mosca listeners, because coming up next, a visit from the Mick himself.
Hi, we're on our
our senior trip from Honey Falls, Lima, New York, near Rochester. And we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas!
There are certain rules you have to follow while you're vacationing in Florida. First, dieting is strictly prohibited except on alternate Tuesdays in May. It's against Florida rules to say inter-office memorandum. We have people listening, and nobody's allowed to read today's paper today. No complaints. This is Florida. The rules are different here. In Florida, however, you are permitted to run around in your shorts.
National, the official car rental company of Walt Disney World and Disneyland, wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
On the Disney Sunday movie.
I can take you to the dance.
That's all I need. 400-pound robo-geek stepping all over my feet. You are amazing. You really are.
The ultimate kid experiences life as a real teenager.
Chip's been kidnapped.
But someone's out to get him. Sunday, Alan Thicke stars in the conclusion of Not Quite Human.
Welcome back to the Magic Kingdom in Florida. I think I just saw one of my favorite actors there in that promo, didn't I?
Joan, you have impeccable taste. That's what I've always respected.
You going to tell us about the movie?
What, stoop to doing a plug? Never.
Yes, you would.
Okay, don't beg. I play a lonely scientist who invents an android teenage son. It's sort of a Pinocchio for the 80s.
You bet it is.
Consult your local listings.
All right, let's go back down to the street now for the parade.
Yeah, full swing now. Take a look at what's coming up next.
All right, and here we start off with the band.
That's Walt Disney World's own 18-member world band, leading the Liberty Bell Float. There's the captain. Hope he waves in tempo, otherwise those musicians are going to be in trouble.
That's actually Major Mike Davis. He's been leading these bands here in the Disney World parades for many years.
The music they're playing is called The Spirit of America. It was composed especially for this parade, Joan. Just last night, I think.
If it was just last night, it was with the fairy god composer, right? Look who's up there.
Oh, it's Mickey and Minnie.
Minnie. In their Americana outfits. And there's the Liberty Bell right behind them.
Ringing in Christmas Day, the Liberty Bell, of course, the symbol of American independence. And you're seeing birds being released from the bell, symbolizing birds being released from a bell.
No, peace and goodwill. Yeah. And there we've got the singers out there. You know, there are 17,000 cast members here at Walt Disney World, but the hundreds of them that have been practicing for the parade today, they've been in rehearsal since early September. And there are a lot of people from around the area here in Orlando who come here and audition just to be in this Christmas Day parade. So there's a lot of talent here this morning. Now, see all these little flags?
That's a lovely Christmas gift, yes. I didn't get one in my stocking.
You got to smile pretty there, Alan. Maybe you'll get one.
I got one in my shoe.
Every region of the United States is represented in this high-spirited Christmas parade.
A flag for every state on that
greeting card. Merry Christmas, America.
Here's a bit of American history for you. It was on Christmas Day in 1776 that George Washington crossed the Delaware. Curious tradition. We sang carols and opened gifts.
That's right.
Never once did we say, Mom and Dad, let's cross the Delaware.
Cross the Delaware. That's the lighthouse there. That lighthouse is actually patterned after one in Maine. This is the Pine Tree State. Merry Christmas to all you folks in Maine this morning.
Can you name the other New England states?
All right, let's see. Connecticut and Delaware, Maryland. A lot of news. New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey. I better not forget New York.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and then Vermont, the Green Mountain State.
You are so geographical, you know. It's another thing I always I want my Christmas flag.
This New England wharf here is a replica of one that stands in Rockport, Massachusetts.
If you happen to actually be in Boston around Christmas time, you could stroll down an historic street called the Freedom Trail. You would see residents dressed as carolers singing to the Carolese.
Carolese. And, of course, in New York, where I live, a famous Christmas tradition is the beautiful window displays on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Of course, I love shopping and window displays any time of the year.
Yes. Michael told me about that. A demon with a credit card.
You're looking up Main Street, USA, right there with Cinderella's castle at the end. There are over 200 wreaths just on Main Street alone. Thousands of feet of garland, hundreds of yards of ribbon went into the decorating stage. 2,000 poinsettias all over the Magic Kingdom.
A lot of dancing and slickers, and it's like a Madonna video. And who's this?
Captain
Hook. Cast a bit of a scourge on the parade is the dastardly Captain Hook. But he looks in a good mood today. It's Christmas.
Because he's there in Smee's boat.
Yes. Stay with us for more of the Christmas parade.
Coming up, we've got Clara Cluck, dancing scarecrows, and a mighty Mississippi showboat. Have you got enough flags there?
Well, a few showed up, yes. There's one for Sarah, and one for Lindsay, and
one for Jamie. Now I can go home.
And will there be another one next year?
Season's greetings and Joyeux Noël. Let us remember the very first Christmas and the message heralded that day. Peace on earth, goodwill towards all. Canadians everywhere join with me in sharing a heartfelt belief that mankind can achieve that peace spoken of so long ago. De la part de tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes, joyeuses fêtes.
People are always asking me, where's the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort area? Can you believe it? Why, we're the best place to stay in Central Florida. If you're visiting the Walt Disney World Resort, SeaWorld, Boardwalk and Baseball, or Kennedy Space Center. And that's just the start of the fun. In Little Darling's Rock and Roll Palace, you can watch the night away with 50 stars live on stage. Cheerful nights, jousting on horseback, and enjoy the feast at medieval times. Join the troops for some Western food, fun, and shopping up for liberty. Even come face to face with some real gators at the Gatorland Zoo. At Watermania, pool out in Florida's largest wave pool. Would I kid you? Kissimmee St. Cloud is in the middle of everything, with thousands of hotel rooms and campsites. What more could you want? Except a free brochure, right? So call now. I'm waiting.
Everybody knows that Nexus is a really good shampoo, so everybody uses it. Until somebody notices that everybody is using it and puts the Nexus someplace where just anybody can't find it. Well, nobody's going to stand for that. And pretty soon, everybody is trying to keep anybody and everybody from finding the Nexus.
Honey, have you seen the Nexus?
Where did you look? Nexus is easy to find. It's at hairstyling salons everywhere.
Your dream vacation come true. Fly Delta to Walt Disney World.
Welcome back to the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade. We're having a great time here.
We've celebrated in the streets and on the floats, and now we're going to celebrate Christmas on the farm.
That's right.
We want to say a special Merry Christmas to all our friends in the Midwest.
Look, they all got flags down there on the street.
How did we know they're all from the Midwest?
All right, to celebrate Christmas on the farm, here's our silo float. The first working silo in America was built in Wisconsin in 1882, and it sort of looked like that one. I don't think it had dancing scarecrows, though.
No. 1 out of 25 Americans still lives on a farm, and 1/6 of the world's food comes from America. And half of that we eat at Christmas time.
I think so.
The Midwest covers a lot of ground. How much of that ground can you name, Joan?
Okay, here we go. Iowa, Kansas, Michigan, my husband's home state, Minnesota and Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and of course Walt Disney's home state of Illinois.
Yes.
There's a country Christmas.
Yes. Big L.
Shaker.
And Liver Lips. I would consider changing my name. Maybe Kidney Lips. One of America's most famous farmers, of course, was Johnny Appleseed. And that was based on the real-life folk hero John Chapman. Planted apple seeds all along the Ohio River. In fact, Joan, if it weren't for him, we might not have apples to bake in Christmas pies.
Well, I happen to be married to a supreme apple pie maker. My husband picks them right off our tree and makes the best apple pies.
Yes. Well, thank Johnny, or we'd be having turnip for dessert tonight.
There's Clara Clark.
Yes. She made her Disney debut in 1934. She tormented another foul-feathered friend of ours. That
Donald Duck?
Yes.
Donald Duck. That was in a cartoon called Orphan Benefit. And her voice was supplied by Florence Gill. Look at this float. This is one of the most beautiful floats.
Coming down mighty Mississippi now, Showboat. Complete with dancers and a New Orleans band.
And so do all the southern states. We salute you this Christmas.
Love that Dixieland. Indigenous American
Now
music.
look who you see up there. That's old Donald Duck.
Yes.
He's the captain of the Mississippi Showboat. You know, as they were getting ready, they really didn't know quite what to do with the showboat because it was designed and constructed in California, and they had some problems shipping it here to Orlando. Is that your Donald Duck?
That's my Donald Duck impression.
Very good,
Yes.
Alan.
My first and last of the day.
And there's Donald's little friend, Daisy.
Looking every bit the Southern Belle.
In her first screen role in Dawn Donald, that was in 1937. She was actually called Donna Duck. She later became Daisy.
Well, so many starlets changed their names.
And we should point out Alabama, Arkansas, the Sunshine State of Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, and Louisiana are all represented in the Southern States float. Merry Christmas to all of you this morning.
Walt Disney lived in Missouri for 4 years when he was a little boy. We're going down to the street now to Dr. Philbin, who has his finger on the pulse of this crowd.
Yes, and what a pulse it is, Alan. We're having a great time down here. As you can see, everybody really enjoying it, waving those flags and having a marvelous time. As you know, the theme is Christmas in America, and I've got some people from all over America right here. Here's a family from
Dubuque, Iowa.
Dubuque, Iowa, and you're all dressed alike?
Yes.
Who made these?
My sister Jackie did.
Oh my gosh, and this is a sort of a family get-together?
Right.
How many are there?
There are 6 of us here today.
Wow, and you're having a great time?
A great time.
Who's this guy right over here? Hey, brother, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Old Santa Claus right there. Here's a lady from Trinidad. Nice to have you here. Having a good time?
Yes, yes.
Terrific. And finally, these folks, as you can see, from Arkansas. And if you've ever been to Arkansas, you know the theme song of that state happens to be the cheer of the University of Arkansas. You ready, folks?
You bet.
Okay, here we go. Sue-wee! 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 And Merry Christmas. Razorbacks. All right. You never know who you're going to meet down here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay with us now because we've got lots more parade coming up, including a look at the Wild Wild West next from Disney World.
Hi, I'm Diane Cannon, and I'm going to be starring in the upcoming Disney Sunday movie called Rock and Roll Mom. So from all of us here at Walt Disney World and the Disney Sunday movie, I just want to wish you the happiest holiday season you've ever had. God bless.
The official cruise line of Walt Disney World brings you the cruise that comes with a Walt Disney World vacation free. 3 full days include hotel, rental car, and admission to it all, with a luxury 4-night cruise to the Bahamas from Central Florida. Ask your travel agent about Premier Cruise Line's Cruise and Walt Disney World Week, the magic vacation combination.
When 100 nursery school kids were exposed to spinal meningitis, 2 pharmacists from Eckerd Drugs worked overtime against time itself, mixing enough antibiotic, dose by dose, for each and every child. And through their dedication and concern, they stopped an epidemic before it started. To an Eckerd pharmacist, nothing's more important than your health.
You gotta walk that step to music, so sexy, silky, smooth. She's a no-nonsense kind of woman. You gotta watch her every move.
No Nonsense Sharon Silky has the same silky look and feel as some department store pantyhose at nowhere near the price.
Her legs steal the show, but it's never an act. And if you whistle at her, she might whistle back. No nonsense. Well, if the attitude fits, wear it.
You know, I love to watch the people who come here to SeaWorld.
They never dress up.
Yeah, and where are their feathers? And look how they get around. I know. Why don't they use their tummies? And those hairdos. Yeah, aren't they a riot? They haven't even got sense enough to come in out of the heat.
I could stand here forever and watch these folks at SeaWorld's new people encounter.
Well, actually, it's the new penguin encounter, now open at SeaWorld.
The Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade will continue in a moment. Sunday.
Mob chiefs aren't big on making deals.
There's 4 of us, Spencer.
4 or 400.
Spencer for hire.
You go first.
There.
Hello.
Here are 2 guys who know where they're going.
We're in prison.
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor are going stir crazy. Sunday.
Help Junior Achievement show young people the wonderful opportunities that exist in the world of business.
Junior Achievement. Show a kid how America works.
Christmas isn't over yet, California. Your Northern California Chevy dealers announced the best news car buyers can get. Cash. Up to $600 in cash back from Chevrolet. And you don't have to make your first payment till February 1988. Get $500 cash back on a new pickup or Blazer. $600 back on a Camaro or Celebrity. Plus make no payments till February. But it ends January 4th. So don't miss up to $600 cash back and no payments till February. Today at your participating Northern California Chevrolet dealer.
Attention, all Circuit City employees. The moment we've been working for is here. Your training will be put to the test because here comes a massive sales event. Circuit City's after Christmas clearance with dangerously low price reductions. Just look at the savings on this GE 19-inch color TV. Only $179. So get plenty of rest tonight and brace yourself for Circuit City's after Christmas clearance. It's awesome.
The Robin Hood of the Revolution. His band of freedom fighters taught the Redcoat Army a lesson in liberty. Nobody can outfox the Swamp Fox.
Now I know why they call you the Swamp Fox.
Catch him on The Wonderful World of Disney, tonight at 6 on Channel 7.
Well, we've seen Christmas in New England, in the Midwest, and in the South. What could possibly be left?
How about the great frontier, the West Coast, and coming up right now, the Wild, Wild West?
Let's see if it's really best in the West.
Yeah, if you look up there on top, you're going to see a hermit. He might look a little lost. Look at this guy.
Well, he's on the lost mine, that's why. Good thing he found the parade. Now he has to find his footing.
We should say that out west includes Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Utah, and Wyoming. And for you Texans out there, remember old Yeller the dog? He lived in your home state, and the movie was released on Christmas Day 30 years ago.
Oh, looks like trouble, Joan. Is that dynamite?
He wouldn't do that. Would he?
He's minding danger here, Joan. This guy's going to have a mini-series. No, he's going for the explosion. Look out!
Whoa!
Looking so goofy up there on that horse is, who else? Goofy.
Actually, he knows how to ride very well. After all, he once starred in a cartoon called How to Ride a Horse. Besides, he's been practicing for months now. Oh, no.
Speaking of Hollywood names, did you know that Goofy's original name was Dippy Dog?
Oh, that's right.
But he changed it, so if anyone wants to use that name Dippy Dog, I think it's available now.
An interesting little note is that they took tape recorders and put them in the stalls with the horses so that they could hear all this music.
And get used to it.
So that they could get used to it.
Here comes the majestic Mesa, based on the Mesa's found in Arizona. Mesa, of course, is Spanish for table, so you kids remember that tonight.
Look who's
Keep
up
your
there.
elbows off the Mesa, kids.
Chip and
Yes.
Dale. Do you know how to tell the difference?
Between Chip and Dale?
Yes.
Aspen.
No, Chip's got a black nose like a chocolate chip instead of the light brown one. He also has one too. They look like they have good little seats right down there on curbside on Main Street, USA. Oh, look, there's a little friend of Chippendale who will go for there.
Checking his shadow, no doubt.
This parade route is 1.2 miles. It starts in Frontierland, comes through Cinderella's castle, and then right down Main Street.
There's a fire tower.
Who's up there?
Is
that Wendell?
I think so.
Well, if there's a fire here, all Wendell has to do is call the Disney Fire Department, because Walt Disney World is kind of a little city unto itself. They have their own fire station, power plant, food plant, phone company.
Yes. Well, that's just as well. We wouldn't want to see Wendell have to slide down that pole.
That's right. Look at these
Land in
lumberjacks.
one
Damn.
big Wendell burger at the bottom. Dancing lumberjacks. Don't try this at home, kids. Never break dance with an axe. Lumberjacks trying to impress their lumberjills, I guess.
Now, if you look closely here, you're going to see Brer Bear and Brer Fox,
That's neither one of them.
as well as Baloo from Jungle Book.
Yeah.
I think Brer Bear and Brer Fox are from the Song of the South, right?
They certainly are. A lot of sawmill states. Did you know that we're officially sawmill states?
And what
They
are
are
they?
Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska.
You know, timber is the warning the lumberjacks cry out just before a tree falls.
Yes. Ouch is what they yell if they didn't hear timber.
It's the spirit of
The United States uses more lumber than any other country.
proud and free. It's the spirit of America. From sea to shining sea, what's clear from sea to shining sea.
I think those bears are having trouble keeping up with the dancing lumberjacks.
These guys are really great acrobats, too. Look at them. Look at the flip.
Yes.
You can do that, can't you, Alan?
Yeah, in my dreams.
Yeah, in your dreams.
It's the spirit of America. Standing tall and proud and free. It's the spirit of America. From sea to shining sea, one spirit.
So these guys will do that for 1.2 miles?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine? Whew. The Great Frontier is famous for its explorers like Lewis and Clark, but there's another explorer, we know you'll agree, is as much a part of American history and folklore as anyone, and that person is Walt Disney.
It's true. Walt Disney explored the imagination. He was always dreaming and always building upon those dreams. And even though Walt is no longer here, he's still with us in spirit, of course. A few days ago, Regis Philbin had the opportunity to take a look at what the future holds for Walt Disney World.
You know, Walt Disney once said of Disneyland, it will never be completed as long as there is imagination left in the world. And that holds true for Walt Disney World as well. There are always new and exciting dreams being turned into reality around here. Walt believed in keeping guests informed with his many progress reports on his weekly ABC series. And now in that tradition, this Christmas we'd like to take you on a little progress report of Walt Disney World. So grab your hard hats because there's an awful lot of construction going on around here. Let's get started right now, okay? Tinkerbell, a little magic, please. We're on board the beautiful Empress Lily riverboat, which will serve as the anchor for 6 acres of fantastic adventures. Right over there is Pleasure Island, or at least that will be Pleasure Island in the middle of next year. Legend has it that a sail-making empire once stood here, but now Disney Imagineers are hard at work restoring this abandoned waterfront into an adventure-filled island brimming with wondrous creations. Like one-of-a-kind nightclubs with entertainment as far-flung as outrageous comedy and magic, to country and western, to 50s and 60s music, jazz, and more. There are fantastic eateries, markets filled with treasures from around the world, and even a rock and roller rink for landlubbers and sailors alike to enjoy. Hey, and it's all happening right here at Pleasure Island. Huh? Now, for a really big splash, Tinkerbell! Tinkerbell! I'm sitting here in the middle of this 56-acre water park. Of course, it may not look like it now, but in early 1989, this place will be filled with water here at Typhoon Lagoon. 9 twisting and turning water slides and roaring streams up to 400 feet long, rushing down a volcanic mountain will be just part of the fun. It's here that guests can loll in the sun or splash around on the best surf east of Hawaii, thanks to the world's largest wave-making machine. And for a real adventure, there's even snorkeling at a tropical reef, where you can come face-to-face with exotic fish and even shark. Get away, get away! Nasty shark. I got him with my fin, though. Of course, if you'd like to relax a bit, welcome to the Grand Floridian Hotel. I'm 5 stories high in the turret of this magnificent waterfront paradise. For sheer romantic turn-of-the-century elegance, there's no other resort like this one. Take a journey back into the 19th century where it's life at a leisurely pace with all the modern conveniences, like a monorail station right beside the hotel's grand lobby and the most luxurious accommodations that Walt Disney World Resort has to offer. Now, for all of you explorers out there, here is a special treat for you. How'd you like to own one of these? This 50-foot ship was a gift to the people of the New World from Norway's Norsemen's Federation. And right now, it sits in the Epcot Center World Showcase Lagoon. And right over there is Norway, the 11th member nation of the World Showcase, where you can hop aboard a Viking craft and sail down whitewater rapids through a mythical Norwegian forest, populated by trolls and water spirits. And here's the construction hat the guys wear over there as they work on Norway. Now, I'm just kidding, but it looks good, doesn't it? All right, here is a special look at the world in a new light. Right over there is World Showcase. And if you think it looks terrific now, here's a sneak peek at what will be going on there at night. Illuminations is now underway. Once completed, the World Showcase itself will serve as a backdrop for one of the most spectacular light shows imaginable. A breathtaking spectacle of music and lights, unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Okay, everybody, now hold on to your hats for the last and most exciting destination. Well, here I am, 130 feet in the air atop the Disney MGM Studio Earful Tower to tell you about an exciting new movie studio being built right here at Walt Disney World. When the gates opened to guests in 1989, the Disney MGM Studios will give everyone the opportunity to really go behind the scenes and see how movies and TV shows are made. This incredible project includes a working studio where films and network TV shows are taped, animation facilities where you can see Disney animators working on future films, and a thrill-filled, one-of-a-kind ride-through adventure that's guaranteed to knock your socks off. It's Hollywood in its heyday, and even includes a replica of the world-famous Mann's Chinese Theater, where guests can relive great moments at the movies. As if that isn't enough, guests are also encouraged to volunteer and step in front of the camera to participate in the classic scenes from today's and yesterday's top TV shows. And who knows, while you're discovering the behind-the-scenes magic of the movies, you yourself may get discovered. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little progress report. There's always something new and exciting going on at Walt Disney World, where the construction will never cease, as long as there are creative ideas left in the world. Because after all, this is the place where dreams come true.
You bet. We're going to have a little bit of Hollywood right here in Florida.
Yes. What do you think? Got a part for me? Maybe Davy Crockett,
Keep going.
absent-minded professor?
How about Goofy? That's it. It's perfect, right? No. Prince Charming.
Ah,
Prince
yes,
Charming.
of course. Thank you. I did find this on the stairs, by the way, and
Why?
I know it doesn't
Thank
fit
you.
Regis.
We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you.
And that glass, aren't you?
Hi, we're the Raffles enjoying our honeymoon here. We're from Long Island, New York, and we'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
There are certain rules you have to follow while you're vacationing in Florida. First, dieting is strictly prohibited except on alternate Tuesdays in May. It's against Florida rules to say interoffice memorandum. We have people listening, and nobody's allowed to read today's paper today. No complaints. This is Florida. The rules are different here. In Florida, however, you are permitted to run around in your shorts.
People are always asking me, where's the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort area? Can you believe it? Well, we're the best place to stay in Central Florida. If you're visiting the Walt Disney World Resort, SeaWorld, Boardwalk and Baseball, or Kennedy Space Center. And that's just the start of the fun. In Little Darwin's Rock and Roll Palace, you can watch the night away with 50 stars live on stage. Cheerful nights, jousting on horseback, and enjoy the feast at medieval times. Join the troops for some Western food, fun, and shopping up for liberty. Even come face to face with some real gators at the Gatorland Zoo. At Watermania, Pool House in Florida's Lodge is way cool. Would I kid you? Kissimmee St. Cloud is in the middle of everything, with thousands of hotel rooms and campsites. What more could you want? Except a free brochure, right? So call now. I'm waiting.
Miss Lee, press-on nails for teens. Miss Lee press-on nails for smaller hands. Easy to put on as regular Lee press-on nails with 4 extra nails. 24 in all for a more perfectly beautiful fit.
Fun at your fingertips. Miss Lee press-on nails.
Lady and the Tramp, Walt Disney's most lovable film, is now on video cassette. It's absolutely irresistible.
Friday.
I'm ready for school.
You're ready for the prom.
Full house, then.
I believe heaven to be a reward for living a good, clean life. And I believe that God forgot the night of August 12, 1981.
I married Dora.
I did a real good job, but the Andersons won't pay me.
Oh?
Well, it's not my fault their lawn caught fire.
Mr. Belvedere, then.
I was trying to get students to use their minds and think creatively.
I see. Well, knock it off. The Pursuit of Happiness, a special Christmas night of comedies on ABC, Friday.
What Alan is trying to say is that it's time to hit the beach next. A salute to the West Coast. Let's go surfing, everyone. Because Hawaii and California really know how to celebrate Christmas with sand instead of snow.
Well, you know, in Hawaii, Santa Claus arrives on water skis.
Does he now?
Yeah.
Oh, look who's here. It's Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore.
Mm-hmm.
Winnie the Pooh has his glasses on, his little sunglasses.
Of course.
Now, who's up there on that float? Do I see Pluto? There's Pluto.
Now, you know, Pluto originally was called Rover.
That's right.
Which really wasn't very original, and that's probably why they changed it to Pluto.
That was back, what, 1930 or so. He's dancing up a storm there.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to come down his slide? I'm told that the float builders had a heck of a good time practicing and trying out this slide.
Those bikers.
There he goes, down the slide. Those bikers are great.
Look at this.
The skateboarders.
Now, my boys would love this.
Right, you've got a couple of skateboarders.
Yes, and a live-in paramedic.
Well, Walt Disney World held special auditions to cast these freestyle bikers and skateboarders. They've won a lot of awards, and I think you'd really call these people professionals at this point.
Now, how are the people in Michigan feeling about this weather and skateboarding?
I wish we could share this weather with them, don't you?
If it makes you feel any better, just last week it snowed in Malibu, California.
That's right.
People who usually hang 10 would only hang 4 or 5. course, when Typhoon Lagoon opens here at Walt Disney World, everyone will be able to hit the waves.
Like Tigger.
There
Tigger. He is. Now that wave is 17 feet high. They weren't sure in the beginning if they could do that, but they built it in parts and got it all put together.
Let's check with Regis down on the street now and see if he's got the surf up.
Yeah, that wave really is something. It is 17 feet. Reminds me of my old days in California. Everything terrific down here. We're having a ball. Let's find out who some of these people are. Incidentally, when you come to Disney World, you must bring your own camcorder. Come on, Sitch, take a picture of me. Here we go. Look good. Penn State in town, taking on Florida State, right?
Clemson.
Clemson, that's right, right here in Orlando. Good luck today. Here's an interesting story. Here's the Knowles family. Where are you people from?
Most of us from Illinois, Regis.
Oh, and this is the patriarch of the family. He's the granddaddy. How many kids you bring along today?
Well, we've about 10 grandkids, and then we have 6 of our own.
Of our own, and some of them are right across the street over there waving to us. 20, how many people all?
21 altogether.
21 all time, and you're picking up the bill.
You betcha.
You're a good sport, grandfather. Have a good time. Merry Christmas to everybody. You got a good-looking family. Well, you heard it. That's what's going on here at Main Street, the place to be. Back to you, Joan and Alan.
We have many more Christmas surprises to unwrap for you, including a visit with the lady of our dreams, our Grand Marshal, Cinderella.
And Pinocchio and Snow White and Mary Poppins are on their way as well, so stay right where you are. We'll be right back.
Hi, we're the Smith family from Fort Worth, Texas. Merry Christmas!
The official cruise line of Walt Disney World brings you the cruise that comes with a Walt Disney World vacation free. 3 full days include hotel, rental car, and admission to it all, with a luxury 4-night cruise to the Bahamas from Central Florida. Ask your travel agent about Premier Cruise Line's Cruise and Walt Disney World Week, the magic vacation combination.
Everybody knows that Nexus is a really good shampoo, so everybody uses it. Until somebody notices that everybody is using it and puts the Nexus someplace where just anybody can't find it. Well, nobody's going to stand for that. And pretty soon, everybody is trying to keep anybody and everybody from finding the Nexus.
Honey, have you seen the Nexus?
Where did you look? Nexus is easy to find. It's at hairstyling salons everywhere.
What do you get when you join National's Emerald Club?
C29, Silver Chevy Beretta.
You get special privileges like upgrades.
E15, Blue Cadillac DeVille.
You get special rewards like convertibles for the summer.
F31, Red Pontiac Sunbird.
You can even earn trips to faraway places.
G12, White DC-10 to Honolulu.
If you think you're worth more than clean ashtrays, join the club.
One cold winter's eve, Bertie and Grimace wandered McDonald Land in search of...
Look, for Ronald.
Got any bright ideas?
When lo and behold, a little star hopped from the heavens and twinkled down to earth.
Look, Grimace, a falling star.
Ooh, maybe we can catch it.
And so they did.
You'll make the perfect gift for Ronald.
The little star was wrapped and ribboned and given, but...
Oh, dear me.
Twinkle, it didn't.
You see, Bertie and Grimace, a star can never belong just to me. It belongs way up high for everyone to see. So let's wish him home where it'll twinkle and glow.
And so they did, as they stood in the snow.
Look, the star's back at home in the sky. Good as new. And I have the best gift of all. Friends like you.
Happy holidays from McDonald's.
We'll be right back with more of the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade, including a visit with our Grand Marshal, Cinderella. ABC Sports presents back-to-back Christmas cheer. First, top college seniors meet in the Kelly Tire Blue Gray All-Star Football Classic. Then, the Eagle Aloha Bowl follows. All-America Gaston Green leads 10th-ranked UCLA as they take on fabulous freshman Emmitt Smith and the Florida Gators. All next on ABC Sports.
What is Christmas for a mother separated from her child?
In San Francisco, and I'm staying.
For a family torn apart by a selfish act?
This is our life's work.
For a musician struggling to make his vision a reality?
Ah, amateurs.
John Houseman and Michael Leonard find the spirit of Christmas cannot be bought, but is passed on as a gift of love.
He's a loner. I think he likes it that way.
A Christmas Without Snow, tonight at 6:30 on Channel 7.
Starts tomorrow. The Good Guys End of the Year Clearance and Sale. One of the most exciting events of the year. Incredible savings in every category. TVs, VCRs, camcorders are priced to go. The Good Guys End of the Year Clearance and Sale. The hottest deals on stereo systems and components. Personal electronics and car stereos. All at the lowest prices, guaranteed. You shop for everyone else. Now it's time to reward yourself. Quantities are limited, and it's first come, first served. So hurry. The Good Guys End of the Year Clearance and Sale. Shop Saturday 10 to 10 and Sunday 11 to 7.
Self-service furniture's lowest furniture prices of the year. Every item reduced. Every living room, every dining room, and bedroom. Every lamp, chair, desk, and wall unit. All reduced up to 50% off. To cap a record year in self-service furniture, we're going right off the sales chart. We're after $1 million a day for 6 days, and we've got the prices to do it. Year-end 6-day blowout blitz starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Self-Service Furniture.
Channel 7 wishes you all the best for this holiday season.
Christmas again. If you're joining us late, that probably means that you slept late, and that probably means you don't have little children at home.
You're absolutely right. Coming up next is a spectacular float, and on that float are lots of your Disney friends. It is Cinderella's Castle. It's waltzing its way down Main Street right now, and there it is.
A waltzing castle.
Look who's walking alongside. It's Snow White. And who's with Snow White?
Of course, the 7 dwarfs, and can you name them?
Of course I can. Doc, Dopey, Grumpy and Happy, Sneezy, and Bashful, and
Dancer,
Sleepy.
Prancer,
Oh, stop.
Rudolph.
Sleepy. I think I've gotten them all there.
Rudolph the short reindeer.
Oh, there's Alice in Wonderland with White Rabbit. I'm late for a very important date.
That rabbit probably still has shopping to do.
There's a little Snow White there. Right up there in the front is Mary Poppins.
Yes.
That was a wonderful Disney classic starring Julie Andrews.
Academy Award nomination.
Yes, and 5 Academy Awards.
And Dumbo.
And look at Dumbo. He can fly, you know.
A frequent flyer. And he never loses your luggage.
This is designed after Cinderella's castle, which is up the street there. It's actually, the real one is 180 feet high. It's modeled after the architecture of the 12th and 13th century France where Cinderella, the fairy tale, originated.
Now, where is Cinderella?
That's right.
She is the Grand
What's a
Marshal.
castle without a princess?
She
She's
better
on
be
her
on her way, probably gassing up the pumpkin, or the carriage now. The pumpkin with a stick shift.
All right, it's going to have a lot more of the Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade, but the Grand Marshal today is Cinderella.
Yes.
That means that she reigns over all of this glorious, sunny Christmas Day pageantry. But before the royal princess appears, we've got a special Christmas present just for you.
The Disney classic Cinderella didn't just appear by the wave of a fairy godmother's word processor. It was a lot of hard work, imagination, and creativity that went into it. There were songs to be written and characters to be created, voices to be cast. But most of all, there was a story to tell.
And right now, we're proud to bring you the story behind the making of the Disney classic Cinderella.
Well, serves you right, spoiling people's best dreams.
The 1940s were not the best years for Walt Disney. The war intruded on his business, just as it intruded on everyone's lives in this country, but Walt particularly because he devoted so much of his energy at the studio to making war films for the government and various branches of the service. And with the war coming, that suddenly cut off all of Walt Disney's markets in Europe. By the time that Bambi was completed, that was the end. He just did not have the money to do a full-length animated cartoon.
But it was a bad time. It was really a bad time for the whole studio. And the only thing that was good for us was working on a picture.
So we made films right after the war that were numbers of short subjects put together. And while they were popular, it still was not the same thing as a Snow White, a Pinocchio, a Bambi, any of that type of film.
By the end of the 1940s, he was finally able to put together some investment, and Cinderella was the picture that he decided he wanted to work on.
In the fables and in the ancient languages, there's a version of the Cinderella story in every language. It's an international story, and it's so human, and it's so real.
I think the desire that we had to do Cinderella had an awful lot to do with the fact that it's turned out to be an interesting film.
Everybody loved it. And it just seemed to be, it wanted to be animated. It wanted to have the best Cinderella that we could dream up. And the mice were natural addition. And all these things which were additions lent themselves to building the story.
Well, the trick was not just coming up with new material to flesh out the story of Cinderella, which is such a simple tale, but the trick was also making sure that those characters didn't upstage Cinderella. They managed to make all those supporting characters, Jacques and Gus, and all the birds and all the other household characters, a part of her story.
She didn't have anything else to lavish her affection on. And here she had little mice, and even the cat was a friend of hers. And she'd talk to them and love them, and I think people loved that.
I worked on the story when Cinderella has run out of the house after having her dress that the mice made for her torn off by the stepsisters. When she runs out and she falls down on the bench and sobbing, I wanted the fairy godmother just to appear there, and the girl would have her head on her lap to introduce this warmth and gentleness.
And it was a sweet thing to go through. It should have been an enormous success because it was an enormous success with us guys.
And if Cinderella had not made a hit, that probably would have been an end of animation at the Disney studio. In fact, it may have been an end of the Disney studio altogether. I think Walt probably related to all stories of the underdog because he was an underdog his whole life. Everyone poo-pooed what he wanted to do. No one had faith in Walt except Walt and his brother Roy.
A story I heard secondhand, somebody had lunch with Walt and said, Mr. Disney, with all the animation that's been done for you and your company, what is your favorite piece of animation? And I said, he thought for a moment, and then he said, well, he said, I guess it would have to be where Cinderella got her gown.
Oh, and there she is live, Cinderella.
Our grand marshal of the day.
Radiant, beautiful.
In her beautiful coach.
That coach, as you know, was once an ordinary pumpkin. Were it not for the fairy godmother's wand, it came that close to being a pie.
And look who's at the end there.
There's the
fairy godmother. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. Remember that song? And look at that, those 6 tiny white ponies, of course. Used to be mice until Cinderella's fairy godmother waved the magic wand.
I wonder if those ponies still eat cheese.
I don't know.
Of course, Cinderella's castle overlooks the entire parade route, and it is so tough to find a castle with a good view these days.
And these are the royal knights, and they are on top of the most incredible horses. I don't know if you've ever been up close to one of these. These are the percherons. Each one weighs, they weigh over a ton. And these are the royal court dancers here.
May I have these pants?
Absolutely. It'd be hard to dance in these costumes, though. They're very, very heavy, and they've been working for months and months designing and making these costumes.
Takes a couple weeks just to get into one of those dresses, I would imagine.
You're right. And today's Grand Marshal has her very own band, the Royal Band, playing a medley of songs from the movie.
Well, Prince has his own band, so why
That's
not
right.
Princess?
You know these guys right here, the Susie and Perla and Jacques and Gus?
Mm-hmm. It was the mice who made Cinderella's ball gown, right?
That's right. Hey, Jacques and Gus have a real good little two-step there. And every young girl's dream.
Yes, a man in silk pants. You know that Mike Douglas was the voice of the Prince when he sang? We're going to commercial right now. Stay with us. Merry Christmas.
Hi, my name's Seth.
I'm Sandy.
We're from the Ohio State University. Merry Christmas, everyone.
There are certain rules you have to follow while you're vacationing in Florida. First, dieting is strictly prohibited except on alternate Tuesdays in May. It's against Florida rules to say interoffice memorandum. We have people listening, and nobody's allowed to read today's paper today. No complaints. This is Florida. The rules are different here. In Florida, however, you are permitted to run around in your shorts.
All store brands are not the same. One is better. Eckerd. See this baby oil? Like all Eckerd brand products, it's formulated to national brand standards. Tested, retested, guaranteed. Now, if you're not happy with it, Eckerd will replace it with a national brand free.
One store brand is better. Eckerd.
Now, did that feel as good as a national brand? If not, I'll give you another one free.
People are always asking me, where's the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort area? Why, we're the best place to stay in Central Florida if you're visiting the Walt Disney World Resort, SeaWorld, Boardwalk and Baseball, or Kennedy Space Center. You'll see Western shows, jousting nights, Florida Gators, live rock and roll music, and water parks. Kissimmee St. Cloud is in the middle of everything. So call now for a free brochure. I'm waiting.
Everybody knows that Nexus is a really good shampoo, so everybody uses it. Until somebody notices that everybody is using it and puts the Nexus someplace where just anybody can't find it. Well, nobody's going to stand for that. And pretty soon, everybody is trying to keep anybody and everybody from finding the Nexus.
Honey, have you seen the Nexus?
Where did you look? Nexus is easy to find. It's at hairstyling salons everywhere.
A modern-day Fagin.
I want the guy who was organizing it.
Makes O'Hara his mark Saturday.
Messing around with any married women.
Welcome back, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in the Magic Kingdom, 80 degrees, wonderful, and you're just in time to see Pinocchio.
Oh, Pinocchio, my favorite Disney movie. Of course, I wrote that, Joan. I starred in it, I directed it, and I made the float that you're about to see.
You never learn, do you? Let's go down to the street right now. We can see Geppetto there, the kindly old toy maker who made puppets, and that's Pinocchio as a puppet.
Later on, of course, Pinocchio becomes a real boy, but only after he can prove himself to be brave and truthful and unselfish.
And, of course, after Geppetto wishes upon the wishing star.
Never hurts.
And there's the Blue Fairy.
Yes. The song When You Wish Upon a Star won an Academy Award for the very best song of 1940.
I love that song. It's just wonderful. It really says magic and hope and happiness.
And here's Joan to sing a few bars.
Very funny, Alan.
When back then, you know, there was, well, I guess since then, there was a rumor that the fairy was based on Marilyn Monroe.
I heard that. I don't know if it's
But that couldn't have been true because Marilyn Monroe was only 14 years old at the time.
That's right. Look who we've got back here. Pinocchio's back there as a real live boy, and it looks like he's in trouble because that sneaky, sly old fox, Jay Worthington Playfellow, and his henchman, Gideon, and they're not to be trusted.
Pinocchio is always in trouble on his journey to becoming a real boy. Remember Monstro the whale?
You bet. And here's the heavy, the bad guy, the mean guy of the movie, Stromboli.
He plays an agent. Well, it was his marionette show.
That's right.
That Pinocchio joined, and in which he sang, "I've Got No Strings."
You know, this is Walt Disney's second animated feature. It was released in February of 1940. And at that time, it cost $2.5 million to make.
Yeah, costs that much now for parking and popcorn.
That's right. They say that they don't think it could be remade today at any cost. It would just be impossible. Look who's there.
Jiminy Cricket, yes, that's Pinocchio's official conscience. And couldn't we all use one?
You bet.
He'd make a good censor at the network.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the Calliope, and the Percheron horses are pulling it, just like the ones that Cinderella's Knights rode.
This Calliope was built in England, in London in 1907. Walt Disney saw it in the 40s, and here it is today.
And in fact, he also used it in 1955 for the opening ceremonies in Disneyland. And a Calliope usually signals the circus, right?
Yes, it does. And earlier this week, Regis had one of his Christmas wishes come true. He got to be ringmaster at a circus, and not just any ordinary circus. This was a circus with a huge thing and a tall and a tiny and a...
Why don't we just let Regis tell you for himself? Let's go to Epcot Center, where you can see all the 10 nations of the world standing side by side in, of course, Future World. And you can also see Regis get a dream come true. Take a look at this.
Ringmaster Regis.
You know, I've always wanted to be center stage, and here I am. I'm going to be your ringmaster. Everybody knows what a regular circus looks like, right? But how about a circus that's simply ablaze with excitement right here in Epcot Center? The greatest daredevils in the galaxy gather not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times a day to put on this spine-tingling adventure. Yeah, I've always wanted to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and yeah, you too over there. Look to the east at the triple sway pole. Look to the west at the wheel of destiny. Look to the north at the space cycle. And look to the south at the trapeze. And now, let the show begin. Now, when I say a triple sway pole, I mean a triple sway pole. This is not to be performed by anybody afraid of heights. So watch this. Look out. Easy. You know, I don't know how they got up there, and I don't know how they get down, but I imagine it's a nice ride down. Terrific shot, and a great thrill for the audience as well. Famous triple sway pole, as performed here at Walt Disney World. Now, here's my favorite, the Wheel of Destiny. It took me about 7-8 minutes to learn how to master this, and there I am, right in there. You can't see my face, but believe me, that's me. Now, that's okay for beginners, but I'm going to show you the advanced Wheel of Destiny from the outside, and I'm not through yet. I don't want to show off too much. I'll only do a little bit of that. The Wheel of Destiny. Now, this is the world-famous Rodriguez family. They really are fantastic. Great acrobats, great athletes. And finally, the space cycle. Now, this really looks like fun. I love it. See the little high wire there? Well, not only do they ride on that, but they spin on that as well. It sure is fun to watch. Well, hello, Carl, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, how about taking me for a little spin up there on the space cycle?
You? Yeah.
Huh?
All right. No problem, but you'll have to ride in the passenger seat.
Done. All right?
Okay.
You got it. All right, nothing like a little quiet ride on that space cycle. Gonna put on my helmet now. And I'll see you guys back at the parade, okay? Watch this. Give this to you. I climb up here. Okay, big Carl, go get him. Okay, Carl, now take it easy. Now, not too much. Carl, slow it down. Help, wait a minute. Get me off this thing. Now, take it easy. Help, get me off this thing. Whoa!
Wait a minute. Was that really him? I don't know. He's quite a daredevil.
He thinks he's a daredevil. I went on against Johnny Carson
Now
once.
that's a daredevil.
Yeah. So you know Regis is the Latin word for silly?
Yes, and he keeps getting himself into messes like that all the time.
Well, we will be back with much more fun and the spectacular Christmas finale of this parade, including a visit with the big guy, the beard.
That's right, old Santa. We've also got a 1,200-member children's choir to sing for you and a special Christmas message from the President of the United States. We'll be back.
Who gets top billing?
Hi, we're the Rossmeyer family from Toms River, New Jersey, and we'd like to wish you a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I do.
People are always asking me, where's the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort area? Can you believe it? Why, we're the best place to stay in Central Florida. If you're visiting the Walt Disney World Resort, SeaWorld, Boardwalk and Baseball, or Kennedy Space Center. And that's just the start of the fun. In Little Donna's Rock and Roll Palace, you can rock the night away with 50 stars live on stage. Cheerful nights, jousting on horseback, and enjoy the feast at medieval times. Join the troops for some Western food, fun, and shopping up for liberty. Even come face to face with some real gators at the Gatorland Zoo. At Watermania, Pool House in Florida's largest wave pool. Would I kid you? Kissimmee St. Cloud is in the middle of everything, with thousands of hotel rooms and campsites. What more could you want? Except a free brochure, right? So call now. I'm waiting.
The official cruise line of Walt Disney World brings you the cruise that comes with a Walt Disney World vacation free. 3 full days include hotel, rental car, and admission to it all, with a luxury 4-night cruise to the Bahamas from Central Florida. Ask your travel agent about Premier Cruise Line's Cruise and Walt Disney World Week, the magic vacation combination.
National, the official car rental company of Walt Disney World and Disneyland, wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
From Walt Disney Pictures, take one wicked stepmother, 2 jealous stepsisters, 1 fairy godmother, and a bunch of mischievous mice. Put them together, and what have you got? Take a look at that! It's Walt Disney's one and only Cinderella.
Heavens, wait! Please wait!
Back in theaters, just in time for the holiday.
What could be more natural?
What could be more fun? It's Walt Disney's all-time classic, Cinderella. Rated G, now playing at a theater near you. Check newspapers for showtimes.
Welcome back. We've had a chance to see how people all over America celebrate their Christmases, and right now you get a chance to see how Christmas is celebrated right here at Walt Disney World in Florida.
That's right. Santa Claus is making his way down Main Street right now, but first, we are going to go back down to the parade to see the toy soldiers.
These toy soldiers are from the Disney film Babes in Toyland.
There are 32 soldiers, 16 in the regular marching corps and 16 in the band, and they really are playing the instruments. Let's listen to them play the March of the Toys. The precision of this toy soldier drill team is really incredible. They practice and practice until they got it perfect for today's telecast. And not only did the toy soldiers put in days of rehearsal, but all the other performers as well.
The movie Babes in Toyland was released at Christmas in 1961 and starred Ray Bolger and that famous Mouseketeer Annette Funicello. Feel like a big kid again, doesn't it? See?
You need to be a big kid to play with these big toys. These are the giant toys. Those blocks are spelling out Merry Christmas, America.
It's enough to give Santa a hernia just going. Got to carry those up and down chimneys.
You'll see the little elves pulling and teddy bear on an airplane. How'd you like to go on a flight with him, Mr. Pilot, huh?
You know, those elves don't have much of a union. They have to make the things. They have to fill out the warranties. Now they're towing it in the parade. Gummy bears. Can you name
Gummy
them?
bears. Hey, listen, my children are under 7 years old. Of course I can. Tummy, Zummy, Sunny, Cubby, and Gruffy.
Harpo Chico,
No. Look at that float.
Yes, adjusting his glasses so he can see us better.
We should tell people, too, that there are about 50 million people looking at this float today. The show is being broadcast over the Armed Forces Network all over the world in Germany, Korea, Cuba, Panama, the Philippines, Japan, and Iceland.
And happy holidays wherever you are. Some of the places you just mentioned don't have the weather we're enjoying here today.
I wish we could share this weather with everyone.
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
The first dolls had little candy hearts inside them, but then they tended to melt. So later on, the manufacturers had to change them to little cardboard ones, and they would just paint on it, I love you.
But the relationship is still warm.
Absolutely.
Those huge building blocks.
And huge candy canes.
Yes.
That my children would like right there, candy canes.
Makes my fillings tingle.
Followed by the wooden rocking horses there. See who's there?
The woman behind the man.
You better believe it, Mrs. Claus.
Big bowl of candy on her lap. In fact, she's surrounded by candy in that huge gingerbread house. This is followed by a float full of dentists.
She'll be glad when Christmas is over, probably. Dancing gingerbread men.
Not only is this a festive parade, but have you noticed it's highly caloric?
Yes. You know that we have monks from the Middle Ages to thank for gingerbread men? They were the first ones to cut them into the fancy little shapes. They actually started cutting them like birds and flowers. Look at who's here.
Speaking of little shape, there's a big shape. That's Frosty the Snowman.
One person who does not exactly like to hear the words, gee, it's a beautiful sunny day out today.
No, he could be Frosty the Puddle in about 5 minutes.
Followed by the dancing Christmas trees.
Don't you always put your tree in some part of the house and say, no, I think it would be better over there. It would help to have a dancing tree.
That's right.
Dance over to the other corner,
there.
please.
Oh, no. He's
Trouble.
melting. Oh, no.
Better call the snow patrol. The But everything turns out on Christmas.
And there are the trees that got all dressed up for Christmas. The first Christmas tree was in 1605 in Strasbourg, Germany. Now, of course, it's a Christmas tradition all over the world.
And there are the reindeer.
Which means?
Gummy, frumpy,
no.
lumpy.
Okay, can you really do it?
I think I can do it. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, on Vixen, and Cupid, and Comet, and Donner, and Grumpy, and Doc.
Listen. And of course, Rudolph. You can't forget Rudolph. Look at that shot of Main Street, USA, with all the Christmas trees and Frosty the Snowman.
There are the Glockenspiel girls.
Surrounding Santa's house there.
Playing, of course, their Glockenspiels. You know what that means?
Who's up there, Top?
Of course.
It's Santa himself.
Look way up. Hello, Santa.
Christmas.
I think that makes Christmas official, doesn't it?
You better believe it. That's got to be one tired man.
He looks pretty good for someone who ate 8 million cookies last night.
But besides Santa working hard, it literally took hundreds of people to put on today's parade, and they should all be very, very proud of themselves, all the cast members of Disney. And it's not only a time, though, to just open presents and to smile and to laugh. It's a time to stop for a moment and remember that the true meaning of Christmas is to celebrate peace and goodwill to all.
In America, we have so much to be thankful for. And right now, we'd like to introduce you to a very special American who would like to share a few holiday words with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a message from the President of the United States.
Nancy and I are pleased to share our warmest holiday greetings with all of you at the very Merry Christmas Parade and those watching around the world. This season of the year is a time of gift-giving and merrymaking, a time when brightly colored lights go up in our cities and homes across our land to welcome the deep green and fresh pine scent of Christmas trees, a time when huge turkey dinners are cooked. Parents find themselves staying up late wrapping toys, and children's eyes are filled with more excitement every day. A time when all the world seems completely taken up with plans and celebrations. Yet in the midst of all this happy bustle, there is a certain calm, a certain quietness, the quietness of one still night long ago. In the words of the Scriptures, "And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. Some revere Christ as a great prophet and philosopher. Others worship him as the Son of God. To all, this season in which we mark his birth is indeed a time of glad tidings. So in the midst of our celebrations this Christmas, let us remember in prayer that one quiet night in Bethlehem, and let us pray above all for peace on earth, goodwill toward men. From the Reagan family to your family, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, and Merry Christmas to everyone in the White House from all of us here today. And you know what else Christmas is all about, of course?
What?
About children.
I knew that. And for our grand finale, we have the world debut of the Walt Disney World All-American Children's Choir. And as you'll soon see, they are the largest children's choir ever to perform here.
This enthusiastic group is made up of 1,200 youngsters from all over Central Florida.
Boy, that's more singers than they have at the Osmonds house today.
And they include elementary school groups, brownies, Cub Scouts, and church choirs.
Listen to the voices of the Walt Disney World All-American Children's Choir.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. We've really had a terrific time.
And from all of our family here, Michael and little Sarah here and Jamie and Lindsay, we'd like our family to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.
And have you noticed every year Jones family gets just a little bit bigger?
I try to
here.
keep them coming here.
I want to wish Merry Christmas to Joanna and Jennifer and Joy as well.
Oh, well, and I want to say Merry Christmas to my two favorite people in the world, Brendan and Robin. I will be home for Christmas. It'll be a few hours. In the meantime, don't eat all the candy. I want to thank the Academy.
Actually, what he wants to do...
What about Minnie and Mickey?
He wants to thank Mickey and Minnie.
What about Santa, too?
And Santa Claus. We all
Merry
wish you a
Christmas,
very,
everybody.
very Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, too.
The Walt Disney World Very Merry Christmas Parade. Brought to you by the Kissimmee St. Cloud Resort Area. With thousands of hotel rooms and campsites, it's the best place to stay when you're visiting Central Florida. And Premier Cruise Lines, the official cruise lines of Walt Disney World, bringing you the cruise and Walt Disney World Week. Air transportation has been provided by Delta Airlines, the official airline of the Walt Disney World Resort. And now, from the Walt Disney World family to yours, this is Dick Tufeld wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a magical New Year.